Hello and welcome to Open to Work Stories. My name is Ryan Smith and I am the host of this podcast. This is the very first episode of the podcast, and we are here talking to job seekers who are going through that job search process and learning about their experience. Because at the end of the day, what I believe is that what people need is to be seen as more than just the resume that they are submitting for job opportunities. What they need is an opportunity to show their face, to share what they've done, and to give recruiters a reason to look at them longer than the resumes that they've submitted. And so today I am extremely excited to have one of my very best friends here to kick off this podcast, and that is Jess Shields. Jess, how are you today?
I'm wonderful, and I'm so thrilled to be here, and thank you for kicking it off with me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I am so glad to have you on the show. I know it's the very first time we're doing this, so we're going to learn a lot along the way. And so I am so glad to have someone like you here with me on the show.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to be here. And Ryan, it's so good to hear your voice again. And, you know, you've already sparked joy. It was a pleasure working with you, and it's a pleasure working with you on this project as well.
All right. Well, you know, I feel the exact same way, and that's why you were my first choice for this opportunity. So with that said, you know, one of the things I think is most important is that you have a 2-minute pitch, giving, you know, recruiters, giving, you know, hiring managers your reasons why they should look at you and why they should consider you for their open position. So, you know, without further ado, I'd love to give you that 2-minute opportunity to share a little bit about yourself.
Awesome. All right, here we go. So hi, everyone. My name is Jess Shields, and my approach to product marketing is aligning a product's true value with what customers need. I built my career by challenging the status quo, by guiding teams through go-to-market strategies that are tailored to market and customer maturity, as well as the company's growth stage, which I feel is really, really important. My experience spans cybersecurity, data, and AI, and human capital management software. I focus on delivering real impact by doing what matters and not just checking the boxes. Through this process, I've been speaking to a lot of people, and I've been told that I'm really known for driving real growth through product marketing best practices. At Cognizant, I didn't just lead pipeline efforts. I adapted our sales plays to shifting market conditions, resulting in a 12% month-over-month pipeline growth. I championed Microsoft's data channel marketing program internally, generating $86 million for Cognizant in over a 6-month period. My ability to balance strategy with execution is really what sets me apart. Whether it's leading tiered launches or crafting a compelling point of view, I ensure resources and insights are aligned to make products stand out where it matters most. About me, I've always taken a hands-on approach. At Scout, my most recent employer, I was named Marketing MVP, and that wasn't just about results. It was about rebuilding their product marketing function. At Extreme Networks, where I had the pleasure of working with Ryan, I led the shift from product features to outcome-based messaging, boosting customer engagement and improving sales performance. And now I'm looking for a director of product marketing role in a stable, established IT or human capital management software company where I can shape product marketing strategy and growth and foster team collaboration. So that being said, I'm open to work and I'm ready to make an immediate impact. When you're looking for someone who can drive long-term success, give me a call. I'm ready to talk. Thanks, Ryan.
Fantastic. That was
Awesome.
great. That was great.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, you know, if I was a hiring manager, I would be all on it to give you a phone call. I mean, you've got such a wide variety of experiences, and you've really touched, you know, kind of that customer journey through the product, through product marketing and the other experiences that you have, such that now you have all of that experience. So let's talk a little bit about that. You know, what got you into marketing? What made you want to do this?
Well, that's a really great question. I was really lucky. I had my first job out of university, and I was working in customer success or customer service for a financial software company. And the marketing leader at that organization would walk the floor. And one day she came up to me and she said, "Do you want to join my team? I really like your personality. You're outgoing. I can see you. You learn, you think, you innovate." And so I went and worked in marketing. And I will say it's been a couple of decades since I've been doing that. Really got to learn marketing and did all different functions. So I did corporate communications, PR, segment marketing, channel marketing, and I just kind of fell into product marketing. And I really loved it because early in my career, I saw companies that would take this internal approach, this if you build it, they will come to building products. And I was always standing there on the outside saying, "Hey, but wait, but wait." And I'm like, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. That's not what the market wants. And these were very technology engineering led organizations. And I became this voice of the customer, this voice of the market, and, hanging out there, stop, we got to think about this. And I saw too many products fail. And so I kind of just fell into product marketing I worked at AT&T in new product introduction, and it just kind of cascaded from there. And that's, my love, my sweet spot is launch processes, taking products to market, making sure there's really a good, strong product market fit, helping salespeople sell, but make it easier for customers to buy, and making that trajectory for growth. That really is what jazzes me in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I really resonate with what you were talking about as having that outside in approach. What does the customer want, and how can we tailor ourselves to their needs? I agree that a lot of times you find companies that this is the product that we want to sell. So how do we now take this and convince the customer that this is the product that they want to buy? And that inside out approach, I think, creates the friction that it sounds like you work to remove.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy in the startups or small product features. You have this one idea because you're solving for something that is broken. But whether that extrapolates and transcends a market is really, that's difficult. And sometimes, that product market fit just isn't obvious. One of the things I love being a marketer, and I know you and I bantered about quite a bit, was being a marketer, you get to pivot and you get to A and B test. And, once you nail something, changing, the market changes. So you're always evolving. It reminds me of parenting my daughter. Every time I think I've got something nailed, she comes in with a new expression I have to learn. Most recently, what the what? And I'm like,
what the what?
I don't know what the what is, but it's not going to fly. So it's that iterative process,
Yeah, but I mean, and that's it, right? Is I think that there's a lot of times people think that marketing is a kind of you set it and forget it, and it's not. It's an evergreen type thing. You're constantly tweaking, you're constantly measuring, and you're constantly learning so that you can fine tune and get to that whatever that lever is that's going to move that customer decision to your organization.
Exactly. But I think what's really interesting and what I feel I bring to the table is there's been really a spotlight on product marketing maybe over the past 5 to 7 years. And as a discipline, it changes. But, there are really good proven frameworks that product marketers can use and build from and tweak and tailor in their organization. I mean, I've done that. I've used jobs to be done framework. I've created my own positioning and messaging framework. I've worked developing compelling points of view. And there's great things happening in marketing, even within the tech stack. I would call out Winter as this great platform for B2B and B2C message testing that you can just get results in 48 hours. When I was in telecom you were in telecom too. In the day, we would be doing these behind the glass panels with wine and cheese, and we'd be, it would take, a month or 2 months just to set
Yeah.
that up and get your results and then integrate it. Like things change, and it's just such an exciting time, and an
Yeah,
exciting
absolutely.
space to be in.
Yeah, I mean the thing with focus, like the focus group type of approach is tough because it not only does it take a lot of time, it's also really expensive.
Yeah.
And it comes down to who your moderator is for the
Yeah.
focus group. Because if you don't have a good moderator and one voice tends to take over, then you've got this wonderful set of data that's not necessarily representative of the market that you're in. And so these other frameworks, I think, help to, if you choose to do that type of research, these other frameworks help to create, that evening out, the averaging out of all of these different perspectives to get yourself to this point where now you've got solid messaging that correctly describes the customer needs and their experience, and begin to build upon that as you go into market, and then and then measure and improve. I do want to talk to you about go to market. One of the things that I've seen
Oh,
on a
yeah.
ton of the job descriptions out there is always GTM, go to market. So talk
Yeah.
to me a little bit about your go to market experience and some of the things that you've learned along the way.
Okay, well, Ryan, great question. I have a few gray hairs over my experience in go to market, but it's all been really great. You learn what works, but you also learn, what pitfalls I can bring to organizations to help them avoid those pitfalls. So I started go to market in new product introduction at AT&T and really learned the discipline there from a stage gate approach. Continued on, went and worked at Rogers Wireless and Telecom, which, you were in telecom as well, the most
Mhm.
disciplined type of organization you could ever imagine, with
Absolutely.
really strong processes and financial modeling, and always
Hmm.
making sure whatever product you were bringing to market had a solid business model around it. And I've just kind of, like it's like a boulder rolling down a hill. I've really learned from that. When I was at Cognizant, I had a great opportunity. I went and worked in their accelerator, and it was all about taking what IP Cognizant had built for their customers and seeing if it was repeatable and productizing it. So really had a streamlined approach to go to market. So I would say I look at it from a marketing perspective, but also from a business operations perspective. And really, I think what a lot of maybe companies and leaders think about it, but I'm not sure every product marketer does and every marketer does, is really what is the cost to the organization when you bring a product to market.
Hmm.
At Cognizant, we really worked at a three-tiered launch process where tier one was, the biggest investment a company could make. You could probably only do one or two of these a year. You were building out new processes, new channels, new geographies. And then, you get into the tier three, which could just be feature functionality updates, keeping them abreast with
Right.
the market.
Right.
Also, when I was at AT&T, at Cognizant, I led offering orchestration for their AI division, and that was really about what needs are there in the market, and what can we do to build a business case around them from the onset. So, the lean business canvases. So I've
Hmm.
taken all that experience and understand the tiering, understand the resourcing, understanding, the product market fit, where you are in the product life cycle, and really focusing on building out the messaging, and the pilot customers. And so many people want to launch things, and it's a struggle for the case study quotes or the testimonials
Hmm.
for the press release
Hmm.
or the messages. So I think I really bring that, all that thought, all that discipline, all that energy, all that experience to taking products to market. And it is fundamentally one of the most important things, I believe product marketers do. Really strong product marketers. You have product and you have marketing, and you're really the voice of the market for your product. And you need to be that integral connective tissue that brings everything together. I mean, I'm just going to rip for a second, but something that kind of makes me a little insane is, I go on LinkedIn and there's all these people who say, product marketers just duct tape things together and they build data sheets. Well, to me, that really speaks to the maturity of the product marketing organization and the value that it's been bringing to a company, because a really strong product marketing team is that connective tissue. They are that voice of the market. They are the input into product. They are the builders of foundational messaging for content leads like yourself, for marketing, for sales enablement. So, it's go-to-market is fascinating, but it's hard. It is hard. It's a hard work, and it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, I 100% agree. When I was in product marketing, you really, as a product marketer, are limited by the strength of your product management organization. And one of the things that I think is often overlooked is the fact that if the product management lifecycle isn't mature, then it's really hard for a product marketer to be able to be as effective as they could be, because of the fact that if you're given just a PowerPoint presentation with a couple of features on it, it's hard to build and craft an entire story if you don't fully understand what the product is, what problems they're trying to solve, all those kinds of things. Because ultimately, as that nexus for the rest of the organization to understand the market and how the product solves problems for customers in the market, you end up having to rely on the materials that you're given. But it sounds to me like you have had a wide variety of opportunities. You've learned how to overcome all of those things, and now you've built this practice, I would say, that you could bring into an organization and stand up a very mature product marketing function wherever you go.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm looking to do.
All right. Well, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you, for you joining the very first episode of the Open to Work Stories podcast, and I'm looking forward to, to hearing how things go in the future.
Oh, thank you, Ryan, and same with you. I'm ready to subscribe to this series as soon as it's up and running. And sharing.
All right. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. All right. Well, this has been the first episode of Open to Work Stories podcast. My name is Ryan Smith, and you have just met Jess Shields, and she is open to work.